It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gotzo. Welcome to P1 Broadcasting signature presentation of Round 4, Week 4 of Season 3 of 2026 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you tonight from just south of the shores of Lake Winnipesaukee, just to the north of the great Concord, the capital of the great state of New Hampshire, is the town of Loudon, where we have New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The two big stories tonight are the championship and the track itself. Brandon Trost has opened up an early points lead on the championship. Indy has won the last two. And New Hampshire has historically been one of the tougher places to pass and one of the tougher places to even keep green here on the schedule. Starting with you, Lewis, we'll have the points up on the screen. There they are momentarily. I want to start with you on the points. How comfortable is Brandon Trost right now, and who's his biggest threat behind him in the points lead here, only after 3 races?
Well, yeah, sure. It's Glendi's with 3 weeks, only 3 weeks. Even Ty Quiles in 3 weeks is in 6, sorry. So that's the biggest warning for him on the entire week. But no big week for this weekend. Actually, Monday only 2.0K straight to field. Today is the main one for the week. So big points for Brandon Trost, even for Glendy on the week. So it's getting close. We have a lot to go. It's week 4, so it's a lot to happen on this week.
Hey, Justin, I want to come back to you on the racetrack. New Hampshire has never produced a caution-free race in this series. We've said it before, track position is everything. Last 6 races, 6 different winners with an average starting position of the winner is 2.5. Why is this place so difficult?
It's flat. It's got a little bit of progressive banking, very flat on the bottom, just a little bit in the middle and a little bit more on the top. But you're going to see a lot of these guys diamond cut the corners, especially going into the corners and out of the corners, because that's where you can maximize most of the grip going around the track here. But like you said, it can produce a bit of a caution fest, because you got guys that are so desperate to try and get by the person that's ahead of them, because the dirty air that comes from the person in front gets thrown back onto the front wing of the car that you are in, and it literally will make you go essentially all over the place, to where you're fighting for grip, trying to hold on for dear life, so to say, but still.
Well, real quick, let's get in the starting lineup here, because we're already now almost down the backstretch. Defending champion from our last race here, Hamilton Gaboeasy on the pole. Go ahead, Justin.
Jacob Oster will start next to him in second. Adam Blocker will start third. Seb Alexander fourth. Dave Mitchell fifth. Tyler Russell starts sixth. Josh Ward seventh. Indy Kirkenbauer, the Prodigy, will start eighth. Kyle Clenworth will start ninth. Running out the top 10 is Jarrett Corey. Alan Morea will start 11th. Sophia Connell 12th. Shane Dugan 13th. 14th is Elijah Gilson. 15th, Ty Keela. 16th, the boss man Antonio Estrada. Adriano Forporti will start 17th. Crash Neon 18th. Gary Yost III will start 19th. William Holman will start 20th. Luca Tedesco will start 21st. Rick English 22nd. Brandon Trost, not a good qualifying run, starting 23rd. And running up the 24 car field is Eric Macedo. Green flag, and here we go. Gary, off towards turn number 1 we go.
And Hamilton's going to pick right back up where he left off last time. We are here. Your leader, Oster second, Blocker third. Alexander, who was on the pole for much of the qualifying session, is in 4th, and Tyler Russell in 5th in the turns 3 and 4.
A lot of the field already scattering about, going through the corners there. You can run. Oh, yeah.
Oster way up in the high line there.
You can basically run low, middle, high around here at New Hampshire. That's what this place is known for. But when you come off of the corner, you almost have to slide in front of the person in front of you, because that wall will jut out at you so quick here. But down the back straightaway, here they go into turns 3 and 4. Still scattered all over the place now, trying to find that extra grip as they come off of turn 4.
And if Gaboeasy can get the win here today, we talked about 6 different races, and we've had 6 different winners. Now, he's one of those winners. He will break that trend. But in 22, this is the 23rd points-paying race that we've had here in the history of this series here on iRacing. There have only been 3 other drivers to win here more than once. and they all come from different eras. One is Adriano Pinero. That's the one to be expected. The second driver, a name we don't talk about an awful lot, but he's been on the top split before. Uncle Rob Uclinics, he has 2 wins here. And also Tim Doyle, an old schooler, back in the IR05 days, has 2 wins here. But if Kabuizi can get a win here today, he will join that 2-win fraternity here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, and I think he could do it here. Now, when it came to flat tracks, there was 2 tracks that Tim Doyle excelled at. One of them being Richmond, the other one being here at New Hampshire. Anytime you saw Tim Doyle take the pole at either Richmond or here at New Hampshire, the old saying goes, as we used to say whenever we saw Shane Van Gisbergen run in the NASCAR iRacing Fixed Series and top split in the European time slot, the running joke was, boys, we're just running for second. There's our winner right on pole.
And your biggest mover in series history, and this is a tough track to pass at. So reason why we're mentioning this is we're going to go back, take a look here at Clindy, who's in 7th position. He had a bad start here a couple of races ago and managed to claw his way up 17 spots. And this is the history of how hard him and only one other driver have managed to pass that many cars in a single race going back to 2011. That's how hard it is to pass here as we see Josh Ward taking a peek to the inside.
Josh Ward just trying to get that run underneath Kyle Glenworth. It was not enough that time. He's going to have to try and mount that charge again going in through turns 3 and 4. It goes up to the high side there. Just uses a little bit of that banking to his advantage, though.
How much do you think of Josh Ward? He's a big NASCAR driver. That's his main thing. He kind of dabbles in the IndyCar side of things. He's been pretty successful in the IndyCar side of things. He's yet to get a win here on the top split. But let's talk about him. How much do you think that his NASCAR experience here helps him? Because the IndyCar guys don't come here as often as the NASCAR guys.
Oh, even if you have stock car experience here, albeit they're 2 completely different cars, having experience here at New Hampshire will always help you in the long run because you can figure out a way to get into the corner, let it track out a bit, essentially diamond cut the corner. That's kind of what I did in 2017 in the fall race here. I just got in, entered low, diamond cut it, and it exited low out of the corners, and it worked tenfold. If you can use that diamond cut line to your advantage, it will pay out tremendously near the end. Albeit if there's not any cautions that fly, knock on wood.
Here are your weather conditions here at the Magic Mile as we see Oster getting up into the turn 2 wall possibly. 78 degrees on the ambient, 113 on the track temp. Pretty comfortable conditions for these drivers. So much for the most part, they're dealing with dirty air, not dealing with bad track conditions due to temperature or heavy tire drag. But you were saying in the pre-race, Justin, that tire drag might be an issue here today.
Yeah, if you go 45 laps on a run, that right front tire will start to get down towards 50% on the right front. So you're definitely going to have to manage those tires as best you can to use to your advantage to try and get you to at least a 1-stop, possibly overcut before the end of the race here, because it's only 90 laps and we fly by around here in like 22, 23, 24 seconds depending on the traffic.
And we're riding with Indy Kirchenbauer, the prodigy, and Kirchenbauer is in 6th spot. He's working on Tyler Russell with a good start here today for Tyler. There, that ECR Java House livery. I love their dairy commercials, by the way, as you would have guessed. But anyways, Kirchenbauer now way up in the high line. 3 different lines you see there, drivers in front of him. That's Seb Alexander, Tyler Russell, and riding with Indy Kirchenbauer out the front. We'll take a peek out the back. And he has a bit of a gap back to Clindy in 7th, but Clindy reeling him in a little bit. Still Clindy being worked on by Ward for 7th and 8th back there. But we are 15 laps into this here at the Magic Mile here in New Hampshire at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And our leader is our defending champion and our winner from a year ago, or last time we came here back in season 2 of 2025. Hamilton Akabuizi beat Christopher Demerit. Can you say his name for me, Louis?
Christopher Demerit.
Yes, so much better. Christopher Demerit by 2 seconds. Castro finished third. Andre Castro finished third, but only 3 lead changes and only 2 cautions for 6 laps. But that was the highest strength of field that we've ever had. That race was a 48-32. We are not quite that rich today in the strength of field category. But season 4, 2024, round 3, week 3, Brandon Trost over Robert Malechka. Matt Taylor finished third, and we had 8 cautions for 31 laps, and that was the most cautions we've ever had in the IR18 era here at the Magic Mile. So these guys do not really like this track very well, and you can kind of see by the attendance today. Only 2 splits in this time slot.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping there would be more, but like you said, New Hampshire's not really that popular of a flat track, so to say.
Kirchbauer around Tyler Russell, so move the Prodigy now up to 5th, as now he's going to begin starting the work on Seb Alexander. And much the same way, Lewis, that we saw back in the Elite Racing League when they scheduled a race here a season ago during their series. Track position is everything, and passing is at an absolute premium.
Yeah, actually, it's really difficult to pass people in this track, especially when, for example, we're going back with 17. It's Brandon Trost. He threw the
caution
on stretch. Rick English is around hard, and that car is completely destroyed.
Rick, it's because you're in an Oracle F1 livery, my friend. We'll go back and take a look at that here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we'll take a look here as he is going through turns 3 and 4.
It stepped out underneath him. He got a bad exit coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, right in front of Frapporti. I think that's Frapporti in the 21. No, that is Mikado. And Mikado gets into him. He'll have to get a new nose unless he's forgiven, but that's going to be day done for the Oracle Red Bull F1 livery. Know your weapons, I guess.
I think it's also kind of ironic that he's running that scheme because in real life in F1, Oracle Red Bull F1 is not having the best season.
Yeah, that's true. And
stay out.
And we're gonna have some. Trost is gonna go for that track position, and this is not a bad gamble. This is not a bad gamble at all. And he's bringing with him Alan Morera. So not a bad gamble, but really, Lewis, they need to hope for another caution. They're going to be able to hold off for a little while with that track position because it's so tough to pass here, even with fresh tires against older tires. But it's a bit of a gamble, and I think it's not a bad one to Gary Yost has stayed out as well. So I don't think that's a bad gamble at all, to be honest with you.
Very bad for Alan Morera and Gary Josh over there because mentioned Justin, the dirt tier is very strong and everything, so that's why Brandon Trost is a good gamble because they need to only support or maybe hold it. Not sure if it's coming to the pit. No, it's just faking. You need to hold it, and
here comes Yost.
Also have 2 people to
now just
one actually, Alan Morera. Yeah, she only have Alan Morera to hold the position on Hamilton Aquavesi over there. So maybe Brandon Trost, if he have the good track timing and the track actually again, it could be escape for 1 second, but he just need to hold it and have a good track. I know they need to. Maybe they have only 2-3 laps Hamilton to make the pass. And then Brandon Trost, you need to only just defend it for the high line, so that's it. But it's really, who knows? Like you said, if it's a yellow flag coming faster, it could be good for Brandon.
Also of note, Sophia Connell speeding on pit lane. She has been given an EOL penalty.
At least you still have time. 90 laps today in today's event. So Sophie still has time to reel that back in. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. Green flag is out. We're back at it here at the Magic Mile.
Brandon Trost with a tremendous jump start there, now going towards the bottom of 1 and 2 there. Right behind him, everybody scattering to the wind, trying to find clean air, going through the corners, down the back straightaway. Single file until they get back towards turns 3 and 4. Once again, you see them start spreading around. A couple guys still maintaining their position directly behind them, going through the bottom of the corners. already, and now they're trying to mount that charge back up to Brandon Trost, but right now Trost is starting to pull away because everybody is fighting and throwing dirty air on each other's front wings.
Yeah, and at that whole entire first stint, and here goes to the inside. Here comes Jacob Oster on a Akabuwizi, but that entire first stint, Lewis, for Akabuwizi was spent leading, and now he's eating dirty air instead of giving dirty air.
Yeah, surprised Zavala Moreta is still holding the position and defending on a high line, but it's going to be...
Ooh.
Now it's...
Whoa! Oh, Oster barely clears him.
Oh, caution back. Big wreck. Big wreck. It is Elijah Gilson.
Gilson, and looks like also
Josh
involved
Ward.
with Josh Ward, and that's not good for him because that's 2 bad races in a row for the early points leader of the series.
They lose important at the same time.
Oh, and it's like it's synchronized. No. It's synchronized.
Yeah.
Mitchell gets by. Dugan, I think, might have got contact and see if he's going to be forgiven.
Forgiven.
Is he forgiven? Yes, he is.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's like it's almost synchronized spinning there. Neither one wrecked each other, but both were right next to each other when they wrecked.
That was can we call it a blue shell even though they're not leading?
That is that is just highly, I mean, it's just very ironic. And so now we're going to see what happens with Trost. And I think with a stint that long, or that short, and the fact that he was able to kind of start getting a bit of a gap there, now that that Oster and Akabuwizi and Blocker are around Morera, maybe he thinks back. We'll see if he comes to pit road. He has an opportunity to come to pit road if he'd like right now under caution. Get back on the same strategy, but then he's going to have to fight that dirty air. So I think the gambles, now he's kind of, Lewis, he's kind of made his bed now. Now he's got to sleep in it. And I think this is the best gamble, is just for him to stay out as long as possible now.
Yeah, actually, it's not good. This gamble he did, it was good until that yellow came out. So I think he needs to, his gamble is to stay long as he can. And also the tank is gone. He's expected to be like a 20, 25 laps or 30 laps in the leading to come in everyone on the same time and have the leader leading the field. But I think with that, and also Jacob Oster behind to him and Akabuwizi or behind to him also too, didn't work actually. So actually I don't think. I think it's going to be by the time. But Trost is really tough to pass him, so it's going to take a lot of time to make the pass actually.
Yeah, today is the 24th time actually that this track has appeared on the Fixed and Lineage Championship schedule. But this is only the 22nd time that it's going to be points paying. Believe it or not, I look back in history, there was 1 week where we never had an official race here despite being on the schedule. So again, even going back in history, people didn't like this track and to race at it very much.
I wonder if some people are probably wondering, saying to themselves, why couldn't we just run what this track used to be before it became an oval? The old Briar Motorsports Park.
Well, we'll see how Brendan Trost decides to bring this field back up to speed. He takes off now. We're back, green flag underway, coming to lap 30 of 90. We're a third of the way through this already, and battling for position already in the 1 and 2 is Blocker to the inside of Akabuwizi.
Akabuwizi got that good run now, but everybody else is just trying to find room to get by. Hamilton Akabuwizi is still up on that high side. Blockers trying to get by him as they come off a turn 4. Oh, contact!
Oh, there had to be some contact there. Very, very close, and that was enough to cause Akabuwizi to crack the throttle. And now we see a bit of a gap forming between himself and Blocker, and now he's kind of falling back into the grasp of Morera. Now, I don't know what Morera could do. Morera didn't come to pit road last time, but he seems to be all over the backside now of Akabuwizi. Does Akabuwizi have front wing damage possibly?
I think he's got front wing damage and possibly something more, because now he is completely under fire from Alan Morea as well as Tyler Russell. Hamilton Akabuwizi is now just falling like a rock and holding up everybody behind him.
And it almost sounds like Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back, all too easy. As he gets around Kabuizi, as he's now starting to fall back now with apparent damage now on the racetrack. So that's going to allow Trost to continue holding the lead by about 0.6 of a second. Jacob Oster is in second. Adam Blocker is in third. And that moves Tyler Russell now up to fourth as he gets around Barrera. And now he can set sail for those leaders.
Hamilton Akabuizi is now under fire from Crash Neon. Neon making it all too easy, as Darth Vader would say, is there somebody I think bounced off the wall behind him. That was Shane Dugan, who got who got blessed with fixable damage on that most recent caution.
Yeah, he was forgiven by the iRacing gods, but back up front after coming to lap 35, or the completion of lap 35, it is Trost, Oster, Blocker, and then it's Russell and Seb Alexander. And then we have a whole host all around Seb Alexander, from back to Clindy, Barrera, Indy, Curry, and Crash Neon is going to be, oh gosh, really close there. Kirkenbauer in the solid gold livery. And now the tires, now those bad tires of Barrera are starting to show.
Barely made contact with Alan Morea there. How those two did not wreck, I will never know.
Trost is now out to an 0.8 of a second lead. He's grown a little bit more over Oster. But if you're Oster, Lewis, do you push the issue knowing that Trost needs to pit anyways? Just ride it out, and the guy you have to race is your teammate right behind you, and that's Adam Blocker.
Yeah, the problem is coming a yellow flag in about maybe 10 or 15 more laps. Everyone needs to come into the pits. That's the thing, and finish the race. So that's why, but also it makes sense. What if it's coming Brandon Trost first, and we have a yellow flag in between? Could be Trost again ruin his race by coming to the pit before. So before actually, yeah, you're right. For that, so I don't know. It's a mix of stuff. I don't know what to do. I think I just tried to push in and tried my best to pass Brandon Trost. That's my strategy.
Yeah, watching a battle between teammates right now. It is Clindy and Seb Alexander side by side for 5th and 6th position. Right behind them, a very interested party of Indy Kirchenbauer, and then behind them is another member of the Alliance squad, and that's Jared Curry in 8th.
Yeah, Jared Curry is under fire. Well, he's trying to find a way to get by Indy Kirchenbauer. I have to correct myself on that, as Kirchenbauer was trying to get by Seb Alexander, but it's not going to be enough, because now Kirchenbauer is still under fire from Jared Curry. Curry tried to get the run on the inside. It was not going to work. Now he's going to try again on the high side to try and see if he can get back up towards both Indy Kirchenbauer and Seb Alexander.
A very difficult racetrack. You would think this is pretty simple. It's a paperclip. It's a 1 mile oval, give or take, and it's just turning left. And it's one of the more challenging racetracks on the schedule every time it appears. And you can definitely tell it impacts the way that the number of people attend this race. For whatever reason, New Hampshire races tend to be the least attended races throughout much of history, and I mean, that really shows how hard it is. It's tough to pass here, and starting position and track position is everything here. But here we see Kirchenbauer underneath Seb Alexander. Just about cleared him coming off the corner. Still has the lead going in the 3 and 4. He now will clear him. He'll slide on up, and he can now gain position 6 and try to get Clindy, who's in the 5th position.
Yeah, but he also has to make sure that he does not get run into from behind by Seb Alexander. Now, you're talking about how difficult it is to pass around here. One of the longest running jokes, even in real world NASCAR, in terms of the best way to describe New Hampshire, this was nothing more than Martinsville on steroids, much like with Dover, how it's Bristol on steroids. Concrete surface, high banking, and everything in between. This one, it's basically, it's a larger version of Martinsville, hence the term Martinsville on steroids. Mm-hmm. It's flat and it's hard to pass.
Yeah, and just kind of give you an idea, the average strength of field over history here is only a 3.2, so that's among the lowest at everything that we've raced on, and that's over a minimum of 5 races. So this racetrack, again, showing that despite appearing on the schedule 24 times, we only have 23 official races here because one week, going back into 2015, season 4, or actually season 2, week 4, 2015, nobody showed up. They had races, just not official ones.
Yeah, I think even though that was only a few years after an anniversary that's coming up, I think that 2011 real-life race here at New Hampshire kind of left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But at least this go-around, we don't have a misting rain, if you will.
When the misting rain comes out, that brings out the bird sightings, and that's where we might see the power double bird show up every now and
Classic. I remember watching that and saying to myself, that's going to be an internet meme for the rest of the human race existence.
A little bit further on back as Morera has fallen all the way to 18th now. So we suspect that he should be coming to... actually, he has come to pit road sooner than everyone else. Or later than everyone else. Excuse me. That's Mikado we're watching, but that's his teammate. But there's Morera. And actually, Morera has not pitted yet. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong name. So he is yet to pit. So he is continuing to fall down the order with those older tires. Those are 48-lap-old tires. But conversely, we'll go to this guy right here, your leader, Brandon Trost. He is your points leader and your race leader, and he's now leading this, coming to 50-lap-old tires now.
Yeah, those tires are going to start dragging him down, if you will, and he's going to be begging for a caution. I don't think it's going to happen, but he'll say goes, you never know.
If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split coming to you from New Hampshire. We have now completed 51 of 90 scheduled laps. If you're enjoying our coverage of tonight's race and like to monetarily support us, please find a link to our GoFundMe campaign. It's in the stream description. It's also pinned in chat. We do realize times are tough, so any donation, no matter the amount, is greatly appreciated. Your top 5, Trost, Oster, Blocker, Tyler Russell with a great appearance today for him. One of his best races that he's had on the top split broadcast. And Kyle Clinworth, Clindy, trying to gain some in the points. And right now, if Trost comes to pit road and we continue this race without a caution flag, Lewis, I think Clindy might be in a better position here to gain on Trost out of this race because I just don't know if Trost is going to have enough time to get back up in front ahead of Clindy. We'll see. I could be wrong, but Clindy made a pretty good call by coming to pit road.
I don't know. Again, it's like about the yellow. So we did see that we saw Josh Ward and Gibson went out after 4 laps of the new tires. So thinking about it, what is going to happen with the new tires, and even with when you exit to the pit road, everyone can make it. It's really difficult. This pit road exit, the entry is it's okay, but the exit is really difficult. So
very narrow. You're right.
Everything's gonna happen in that stuff. So for sure, Brandon Trost needs to a yellow flag now because soon he needs to come into the pit, and sure he have Hamilton Kawesi on front. With that's really surprised. I really
Kawesi, yeah, he's decided he's going to stay out and ride this thing out, and now he's in front of Brandon Trost, and he's Brandon now. This is the first time in a while that he's gotten dirty air. So we'll see if this closes the gap back to Oster. He goes on the outside.
He just lets him go.
This place does owe Oster a little bit. The closest finish ever here on record happened back in season 4 of 2023. Robert Malechka beat Jacob Oster by 79 thousandths of a second. Keep in mind that was during the blackout period. There's no stream of that race, but the place does owe Jacob Oster And Trost is around.
Only in the records.
It's in the records.
Yeah.
You might not have seen it, but it definitely happened.
much like when they went to Wilkesboro.
And Akabuizi goes down a lap, and he comes to pit road right away. And Kirchenbauer around Clindy for 5th.
Yeah, they went to Wilkesboro during the blackout period, so it's in the records. And the only way you actually know that race happened is by Brendan Lichtenberg's Team I5G YouTube channel, when he did a little documentary on that. Let's just say it was a cluster F.
I bet it was.
But that was in the 1987 layout, not the one that we got now.
Blocker has now made it to the back of Oster's car and is attacking. Going in the 1 and 2 here as he has cut that. It was about a 0.3 of a second lead, now down to a 1/10 of a second as he's all over the attenuator of his teammate.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get by. He wants to try to get by to get up to Brandon Trost. But the only thing that's going to help these two is if more dirty air is thrown onto the front of Brandon Trost's car. Trost now goes to the bottom of the speedway coming up for turn 2, gets right in behind Gary Yost, tries to find that run down the back straightaway using a little bit of the hybrid power there. Now he goes back down to the bottom of the speedway underneath Gary Yost, still trying to push up, and he will clear Gary Yost. Yost almost barely makes contact with the wall coming up for turn 4, but now he has more dirty air being thrown on him from Alan Marea.
Yost with that new Grange Hall squad. And he's a former All-American iRacer. A lot of that team has been folded into Grange Hall, so it's good to see them all returning here to the top split as we see Trost now underneath Morera down the front straight. Oh, little twerk there off of 3, 3 and 4. Morera not making it very easy. He's holding the middle line. And the leaders have now caught up to this group, or P2 and P3 have caught up to this group. He had about an 0.8 of a second, almost a second lead, Trost did. But Oster and Blocker have eaten into that now as we see Morera come to pit road for his scheduled stop of this race. So when do we see Trost come to pit road? Anytime now, I would imagine.
I'm going to venture and say within the next 5 to 7 laps.
Oh, into the wall is Yost off of 2 and almost collected Blocker behind him. Sudden deceleration, but everyone kept it off the wall any further and kept it out of one another. So we're still under green. See Trost come to pit road about any time now. It's Trost, Oster, Blocker, Russell, and the Prodigy, your top 5.
Now, there used to be a lot. We're talking about the narrowness of New Hampshire here. There used to be a lot more room, especially down the front straightaway and down the back stretch. But when they did the renovations here, they added safer barrier to the inside of the pit wall there and essentially encircled the entire circumference of the mile-long track here at New Hampshire on the outside retaining wall with safer barrier. And they also pushed the there's no more runoff, so to say, on the backstretch. It's now essentially pushed in more.
Yeah.
And if you get turned or you lose control of your car and you shoot down the track off of turn 2, it will essentially kick you right back out into traffic, much like Bristol and Pocono.
Trost, Oster, and Blocker get around for Porty. The mailman not having a very good race. He's back at 18th now as he gets passed by Yost, actually. Yost goes up a spot now, put for Porty back to 19th. So we're still expecting Brendan Trost to come to pit road any time now here as we are approaching lap 70. 20 to go here very shortly. Here at the Magic Mile, just north of Concord, New Hampshire, capital of the great state of New Hampshire. And here comes Trost to pit road for his scheduled stop.
So I was essentially right on the money between 5 and 7 laps.
He will just need a short fill and a new set of tires, and he'll be good to go. But he really needs a caution in order to pull this race out. But now the focus goes back up front to Oster and Blocker. Was that pit stop at lap 21 early enough for them to make this race under one more caution. I got to believe, as savvy as these racers are, I got to believe that these two are good to go and maybe even saved a little bit behind Trost, thinking that that Trost had to cut the pit road anyways. Might as well save behind him a little bit and gamble that there's not going to be a caution and pick up inherit the lead. And all the while, you bank some laps.
Yeah, actually, when I said, no, they need to come into the pit, yeah, sure. They can adjust the map and put it a little more, slow the car and just save all that fuel. And then also they can finish the race like that until Blocker decides different stuff. I was really worried about the Hamilton. I know you guys are talking about the incident between Oster and Blocker. Sorry, Hamilton and Blocker. Hamilton is out of the race after the front wing damage. You cannot see it, but you can see the front wing really dirty and also damaged a little bit on front. That's why he lost all that position with minus 20. Now it's in 21, retired the car. So that's unfortunate for him because he started from the pole. Good for Oster because look like he's gonna get the victory for now. So
yeah, if Oster wins, he becomes the 20th different winner here in 24 races. So I mean, it just shows you the parity that goes on at this racetrack. Again, your only repeat winners here in history, here in the Oval Series, is Tim Doyle, Adriano Pinero, and Rob Uglinix. Uncle Rob has 2 wins here. Those are your only 3 two-time winners at this racetrack. Everyone else who's won here has won only once. Trost has won here once. Akabuizi once. Boletska once. Pizarro once. Franzoni, he's won here once. Christopher Demerit won here once. Brophy has won here once. Old MAB has won here once. But no names other than the ones I mentioned earlier have won more than twice here, or more than once here. It's just Pinero, Doyle, and Uglinix. But we're watching at Oster, 15 laps away from joining the list of, very short list of, a long list, but a short list of winners here at New Hampshire.
That goes to show you the talent level that it takes to essentially not just go around here, but also win here at New Hampshire.
19 different winners.
And also difficult track.
Difficult track, yes.
Like that.
Yeah, very difficult.
It is difficult, man. I remember when I racing at that time, this track, it was out of the season. So it's like this is the last race of the season. And I racing like a Model 20 because it's like, and I relax. I can race it whatever I want. So that's the day, that's the week I met Nick with less than 2 point something K. So, and I remember we met each other every time and the week. So
who'd you meet? You said?
But this Nick Sudik.
Nick Sudik. Okay.
Yeah, that's the time when I met him. So, but anyways, it is tough, and that's why we have a big list with so many people, and people it's not show up anymore, like Gato or Dole, others.
Tyler Russell looking at his best possible finish here in the series since appearing in the Top Split broadcast. He has brought that Ed Carpenter Racing livery car up the 3rd spot, and he looks pretty comfortable there right now.
I'm going to be honest, I think Tim Doyle is largely retired from driving. I still see him pop up on the forums, but I haven't seen him pop up in a official series race in a long time.
I have to look at our records and see when's the last race that he's been in. Actually, we've had a Grand Slam here before as we see Oster go to the inside of Crash Neon. Sean Stroud won the Grand Slam back in 2011. And if you're not familiar with the Grand Slam is win the race, start from the pole, lead all laps, and have the fastest lap. And the fastest lap today, by the way, I need to put that up on the screen. There you go. Brandon Trost has that at a 1:57.8. This is also, believe it or not, the 10th race here in the IR18 at New Hampshire, which makes this now, out of the 3 IndyCar classes that have raced here in the past, the IR05 and the DW12, the IR18 has raced here the most since iRacing has made this a series that you could race in.
Of course, I'll never forget when they shocked everyone in 2018 when they basically dropped the IR18 out and said, "Here you go, guys. Here's the new IndyCar for you."
And they did that on the same week. You got that a week before you actually saw it on the racetrack for real.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool of them.
And I remember the majority of the NASCAR iRacing series community just going, "What about our Camaro? Take it up with the teams."
Nobody cares about NASCAR. No, that's a lie. Nobody cares about
Jason
IndyCar.
Brooking
That's
have a
true.
win?
What's that?
Jason Brooking have a wins here?
Yeah, Jason Brophy has a win here.
Okay, that's the answer on chat. There we go.
Jason Brophy won here back 2017 Season 3, Round 7, 2019 Season 1, Week 4, Round 4. Jason Brophy won here.
Don't look now, but look who just got past Adam Blocker. It is Brandon Trost. He now goes to the inside of Adriano Faporti.
Yeah, he's trying to get his lap back now, and he's just running out of time. There's only 5 miles left in this race, and he gets to the backside of Luca. That's 4th position, actually.
Shane Dugan pitting in.
So Dugan unable to make it to the finish without having to stop for a splash and go at the end. Now, can the leaders do it?
The bad thing about Brandon Trost, the race today, is about he's at 12. This is the only race on the week. It's going to be a good points, and Glenn is going to finish on 4th.
Well, we still got 4 laps to go, and we saw some of the cars at least one car now that stopped on the early with everyone else come to pit road, and he has a top off. Can everyone else make it? We're going to build up a little bit of a drama. I think they can, but there's question marks out there. Jacob Oster, less than 2.5 laps to go now. Coming to the 2 to go this time by, with lots of traffic in front of him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Trost is saying to himself in his head, how did I fumble the ball on the pit strategy this week?
It wasn't a bad move. I mean, track position is everything here, and if it was a longer race, like something we see in the Elite Racing League, it's like 200 laps, not 90 laps. That's a good gamble. But it's not going to pay off today, I don't think. White flag out for Jacob Oster, looking to become the 3rd different winner this season.
I think it was good.
I thought it was
also
too.
You have to gamble.
It was a decent
gamble
gamble
with the Jellos. And crashing out of fuel, I think I hear.
After 3 and 4, Jacob Oster gets a win here in the top split. Blocker comes home a very comfortable 2nd. Tyler Russell with his best finish here in the top split broadcast. He comes home in 3rd. We'll be talking to him, a first-time podium finisher here on the broadcast. Indy in 4th, and Seb Alexander comes home in 5th. And you said some drivers were reporting running out of fuel on that last lap, you said.
Yeah, Crash Neon. And if you want to, they mentioned the way he made the pass on Clendy using the apron. He's taking one position by that.
We'll take a look here, and we'll then go over. Oh, he goes right down to the apron. That is not out of bounds. That's a pretty bold pass. And Clinty into the wall off of 4. I think he might have been caught off surprise, but a great finish by Mitch, who gets himself up to 6th. That's a good one. All right. And we will bring in the people here to talk here very shortly, but let's get you the final results from New Hampshire. Jacob Oster with a win, 0.7 of a second margin victory over Adam Blocker. Tyler Russell in 3rd in the 14. So then we got Kirchenbauer and Seb Alexander 4th and 5th. Dave Mitchell, you saw the pass for 6. Clindy back to 7th. Jared Curry 8th. Ty Quillen 9th. Brandon Trost in 10th. We will let you get to your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the week here in just a second. Moving on to the next page. Antonio Estrada had a good race. He worked his way up to 11th. Sophie Connell 12th. Luca Desco 13th. Mikado 14th. Yost 15th. Holman, Crash, Neon, Dugan, Purporti, Marrera, your top 20. And then Hamilton with that wing damage back in 21st. Josh Ward with the incident off of 2 in 22nd. Elijah Gilson 23rd. And Rick English in 24th. Lewis, who do you think your driver of the race is?
Sure, I'm going to give it to Brandon Trost. I know he started from the back on the field. He went into the front, and then he came back from 10. So it's going to be Brandon Trost, the driver of the week. That's a good name. Not the day, the week.
Driver of the week.
Yeah, I think they're going to put it for the Fixer Series. It's going to be the week because the only race good is on Tuesday. So it's going to be Brandon Trost.
All right, just a second here. And we'll cue out the music and see if we got some folks that would like to talk to us tonight. And real quick, before we get into the interview room, once again, if you're just joining us, you are watching P1's coverage of round 4 of 12 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, where we've completed our race here at New Hampshire. Your driver of the race, or your winner of the race, is Jacob Oster. We'll be talking to him, Adam Blocker, and Tyler Russell here momentarily. And your Luis Gonzalez Jr. driver of the week of the race is Brendan Trost, who came back from a lap down to finish 10th on a different pit strategy than everyone else. We will go to the interview room here. And I do not see Tyler Russell, so maybe he does not know about the broadcast Discord. So we'll go to Adam Blocker here first, and if Tyler joins us, we will bring him in momentarily. And here is Adam Blocker. Hey, Adam. Jake, thanks for joining us. Good to see you tonight. Kind of one of those typical New Hampshire races. Track position just was everything. You held out in the top 3 all race long, and that's exactly where you finish. Not much exciting going on, but that's just kind of New Hampshire, isn't it?
I mean, it might not look exciting on broadcast, but there was a lot of stuff going on in the car. I think the setup was not easy to drive, so we were definitely moving tools around a lot during the stint, trying to battle right front wear, and then at the beginning of the stint, trying to fight there was a lot of oversteer on exit. So kind of trying to play with my tools. And I think I fell behind a little bit toward the very end of the race, and that's why I faded from Jacob, because I think I killed my right front a little bit too much. But yeah, I mean, I think, and then also the other thing is we were having to save fuel that last stint.
That was my next question. That was my next question. Yeah. How much did you have to save, and how much did you finish with?
I finished with 0.2 gallons, which honestly was too much. I mean, I didn't account for the fact that at the end of the stint, my max burn wouldn't be that much because I was like the tire wear, but yeah, I mean, I was map 5 for most of the stint with a little bit of lift and coast, because you can do that here. And I probably should have. There was one point where I was really close to Jacob for quite a few laps, and I probably should have burned a little bit of fuel to get past him, when I had the chance. But I kind of was being nice because I really thought I was taking better care of my tires at that point, and it turns out I wasn't. So just how it works.
Let's talk about you all came to pit road. Brandon Trost did not. When you saw him out there, knowing that he had to come to pit road unless there was a lot of caution, and that just didn't unfold, did it make the fuel save a little bit easier knowing that he's going to have to come to pit road anyways, so why try to run him down?
Yeah, I mean, basically, we didn't really have a choice with the fuel number we were having to hit. We really couldn't go run him down. Maybe toward the very end when it looked like he fell off a little bit, Jacob could have done something with him. But at the end of the day, like, we were just hoping for not to get an untimely caution.
Right.
There's a caution like right before he pits. I think we probably have to pit too to get tires. So, yeah, that was about it. But we really couldn't do anything in the position we were in. So.
You know the drill, my friend. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to coming home second today here at the Magic Mile.
Yeah, I just wanted to, well, first, thank everybody for racing, but wanted to apologize for my part in the incident with Hamilton. It was really tight. I need to watch it back a few more times. But yeah, so it was one of those things. Yeah, and yeah, just thank y'all for covering the series, and congrats to Jacob on the win.
Adam Blocker comes home second today. We'll catch you the next one, Adam. You take care, buddy.
Yep, see you then.
We do have Tyler Russell here. We will bring him in. So I want to get rid of that and bring that back on the screen, and then bring back Tyler's car. And here is Tyler Russell joining us for the very first time on the Top Split broadcast with his very first podium. Congratulations. It's always good to see first-time podium winners get up here. Congratulations. It was a good run from you from the get-go. You had a great qualifying run and track positions, everything here. We talked about it in the pre-race. You just ran very cleanly and kept your car clean up front, and you brought yourself home a top 3 finish. Congratulations. Talk about your race.
Yeah, thanks. It was qualifying went about how I thought it would go. You had to pretty much run plus 20 on the weight jacker, and I almost lost it. But I knew just practicing that's what you're gonna have to do. So I was pretty happy to start as close to the front as we did. And then yeah, I immediately realized dirty air was so bad, like you were just gonna have to do everything you could. So when we took that restart there after that second yellow, I kind of was pretty aggressive getting by some of those guys, and then at that point I think I was home safe. I was just fuel saving the rest of the way, and I was happy to get it done.
Again, the same question we kind of asked Adam. What was the fuel save like, and how much did you finish with, and how much did you have to save?
So I was in mix 5 basically that whole last stint, and then actually I realized that wasn't going to be enough about halfway through, so I was actually half throttled, like at the 4 brake marker to there, and so I actually ran out coming out of 4. Like it started to stumble, so I was pretty much right on the money, but luckily I saved just enough.
What makes New Hampshire so good for you? I know you're kind of making your first appearances here in the Top Split, and you kind of came to the foreground today. Hopefully we see more of you in the foreground in the upcoming races, but you know, sometimes people just have a touch for these short ovals. Is that your specialty on the short ovals, or what makes New Hampshire special for you?
Yeah, I think here in Milwaukee I've always done okay. I don't know what it is, just the rhythm of just the flat short ovals seems to do pretty well for me. I'd actually been away from iRacing for a couple of years. Like I did some of the Top Split stuff a couple years ago, like way back, but got back into it, and then I think it was just trying to relearn how to drive this car, like the way that you manipulate the bars and weight jacker and stuff, especially with some of these fixed sets. Took me a couple weeks, but I think I'm doing okay now. So I think I practiced for a while to figure out the right bar and weight jacker setups, and it ended up okay.
Yeah, you make a good point there. As I always say, iron sharpens iron, and the more you race these cars, the more you get out of them. And if you take some time out of them, so like I have, you get back into them, and you have to develop the feel. And it's more than just 1 race back and 2 race back. You could spend a better part of a season trying to bring yourself back up to speed, because I'm sure you raced on a different tire model, maybe even a different scan of this racetrack. So, I mean, congratulations. Good to have you back. Good to see you on these Top Split broadcasts. And this is my first time to get a chance to talk to you, so we'll call it your first time anyways. But congratulations. And typically when you get up on the podium here, we give you a chance to shout out any friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to. So go right ahead.
Yeah, I don't have anyone too big, really. Just thank my fiance for letting me do this. And,
Smart man.
That's pretty much it.
Smart man. Very
Take
smart
some
man.
time away every night. Yeah.
Well, we thank her as well for getting a chance to see you in the lineup. Congratulations on the podium, and we hope to see more of them, and we'll see you in a week or so when we get to New Hampshire. Or not New Hampshire, excuse me, Nashville.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye. That is Tyler Russell, a very smart man by thanking the fiance there. You always got to thank the loved one. Even Lewis was like, smart man. Let's get this lap lead there cleared off, and we'll bring in Jacob Oster And here he is joining us in the booth now as your winner, Jacob Oster. Hey, man, this place kind of owed you one. We were talking about it in the race. During the blackout period, you got edged by your good pal Robert. You were racing for different teams at the time, so I don't know how much you were working together at the time. But 79 thousandths of a second, he edged you out here in the closest finish ever in a top split or a top split broadcasted race. So you got the win here, and you kind of join a long list of drivers, but it's a very short list because we don't come here very often. But we now have 20 different winners here in 24 different races. So congratulations for joining that fraternity.
Thanks. I guess I'm just that good now. It's amazing what difference a couple years can make, just a little bit extra. This is also where I'm pretty sure I lost the championship in season 4, 2023 because of a caution. When Rob and I were side by side, he got it instead of me. So this track has always been kind of a weird boogeyman, but I do really enjoy driving it, even if I did not get a lot of practice time beforehand. But I do enjoy this place.
Let's talk about that caution. You come to pit road. Brandon does not. You know that you have to save some fuel. And again, we were talking with Adam on the fuel save, and there was apparently a considerable fuel save for much of this field to bring it home without a splash there at the end. What was the fuel save for you? How much did you finish with? And were you more than happy to let Brandon just race in front of you, knowing that he had to come to pit road and you would just inherit the lead?
I mean, I knew that he had to pit at some point. I was just hoping there wasn't going to be a caution while he was waiting to pit, because that would just kind of throw a wrench into things. Then we would all be good on fuel. But I mean, it was not that dire. I could tell I was like running with just a lap to the good on map 5 the entire time. I kicked it up a little bit towards the end once to get some lap cars in between Adam and then I finished with 0.1 gallons as I crossed the line. So not enough to do a burnout, but enough to get there and get the W. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, we noticed you didn't make it all the way around. You kind of punched out on the backstretch. Well, you got the win. Congratulations. Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone I want to say hi to before we let you go?
A big shout out to Rob and Adam for doing some practice before I got home and kind of letting me know the lay of the land as we all kind of figure out the tools. But they kind of get me at a really good window to start out with. Setup was tricky to drive, as Adam mentioned, especially on corner exits. So had to get myself wrapped around that. But thanks to everyone in Powerslide. I know we got a lot going on, I guess, with Open, but I don't get a chance to run that so much. But looking forward to running more fixed as I can.
Well, it's good to have you here in the lineup, and good to see you get that win. Like I said, this place owes you. Congratulations, and we'll see you in a week or so if you make the run at Nashville Superspeedway.
Oh, God, no. I'm not going to be there.
We don't blame you. That's a different
race. I did my one Nashville race in pro with an average heart rate of like 150, trying not to die. I'm never doing that again.
It is
until they strip all the
track.
downforce off, I'm not touching that.
All right, Jacob. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
And need to actually, I didn't show the their laps led. There he is. There are the results there once again with his car in the background. And before I hand it off to you fellas for final thoughts here, I did run Tyler Russell's stats. I do have all those at the push of my fingertips here in the database. Today was his 11th top split start. He has no wins, but he has 2 podiums up until today. This is his 3rd podium. 4 top 5s, 6 top 10s, no poles. Yeah, he's been racing with the community going back to, at least result wise, 2016. That's what I see here. So he's right. And it's good to have him back. Good to have him back in the community and in the car racing with us again. But the thing at the story at hand, I guess, Lewis, we'll look at the points championship. Trost managed to rescue some points. He comes home in 10th, and this is probably going to be the biggest SOF of the week. He might as well just keep it parked. I know he wants to pad those stats, but I don't think he's going to get any better than he did today.
Yeah, actually, it's not going to be better, to be honest. It's just, you see, the first race of the day on Monday is really low, and now today everyone is coming just for the championship points. So Tyquila is getting second with 93 points behind, and then it's coming Clendy on 3rd with 141, I think so. It's behind. So that is gonna be the championship for now. So we have to come in next week for Super Speedway in Nashville to see a new championship result. But I think it's still Glendy and also Blocker now. It showed me with 3 weeks. Ty Quilas now showed the 4 weeks and the 4 weeks he's having an entire season. So Glendy and Blocker have a 3 weeks counting. Even Caleb Brashear is in 9th with 3 weeks. So that's gonna be put on in the stand on the end what is happening on around week 8 when we have the championship counting and all the stuff. So not much to say about the race today. To be honest, it was unfortunately for Hamilton. Block already apologized for that, but it is what it is. It's race deal, and it is things happen. So, anyways, tomorrow we started the Formula Indy Series from St. Petersburg.
Yes, I'll bring that up. There you go.
Season 9. We're gonna be at 8:20 p.m. So don't forget, I'm gonna be you and I on the booth because Steve is gonna be out.
Yep.
And this Thursday is championship race for the lead racing at 7:45 Indy Light Series from Laguna Seca and Homestead, Miami. So it's gonna be that things this week. So see you there. Thank you so much.
Justin, we talked about it in the pre-race. It just track positions, everything here. It's a very challenging racetrack. It's tough to pass. We led into the race 6 different winners in the last 6 races here. And the last 6 races, the average starting position of the winner was 2.5. Well, guess where Jacob Oster started, and guess where Adam Blocker started. Jacob Oster started 2nd, and Adam Blocker finished 3rd. So right there in the average zone, the sweet spot was found once again, 2.5, and that actually number is going to come down with Oster winning today. It's just New Hampshire. Everyone's got to play it. It's the same playing field for everybody else. It's just a very challenging racetrack, and we saw it once again today. But Jacob Oster did what he needed to do and held on to that track position and got the win.
Yeah, like I said, I wonder if Trost is still kicking himself in the rear end for what he thinks was a bad pitch.
I didn't think it was a bad gamble.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I'll admit that. And you got to give credit where credit is due. He tried. There was effort. I'll give him that. But, of course, like I said, New Hampshire is a very, very difficult place to pass. Doesn't matter if it's in a stock car or an open-wheel car. You have to, if you have experience here, it helps you out tremendously in the long run. There are some that have a ton of experience here at New Hampshire, and it helped them out tremendously. There are those that'll take this experience, take what they learned here today, and essentially improve on it for the next time that we come here. Other than that, that was an average New Hampshire race.
It was definitely, I mean, it wasn't as bad as the Iowa race that we had last season. I mean, we could all agree to that, right? Yeah, that goes without any other comment, I think, from anybody else here. But that's going to do it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from New Hampshire. Jacob Oster is the first win of the season. Adam Blocker in 2nd. Tyler Russell, who gets his 5th career podium here in the Top Split broadcast. If we go back and look in just Top Split competition, if we go back and look at his stats here, yeah, he gets his 3rd podium. 3rd podium finish here, going back to 2016 that we could see in record-wise. We could dig deeper into that if people are more curious, and I'll put that over on the iRacing IndyCar Discord, IndyCar Community Discord server if people want to know more about that. But join us again next week for Round 5, Week 5 of Season 3 of 2026 of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night Top Split, as the series heads to Music City and Nashville Superspeedway, where much like Las Vegas and much like New Hampshire, we've had a lot of parity over the last couple of visits, with 6 different winners in the last 8 races, including 3 caution-free events. Now, Clindy has won the last 2 Nashville races, our last visit here, he beat his teammate Ty Quilla by just 37.9 thousandths of a second. That's at 37.9 thousandths of a second. I'm saying that right. It's the closest finish in Nashville history, but also Glindy, if he goes 3 for 3 and he wins next week, he's going to join an elite fraternity of just 7 drivers in the history of this series to win at a racetrack 3 times in a row or more. Can he do it? Well, now that he found out, I'm sure he's definitely going to try. We'll find out next week. Coverage will begin around 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that's 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Remember, as always, for the correct time in your area, find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy and require time and money to produce. If you share a passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description. And donate to our 2026 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. It's also pinned in chat. You can click on it there, and we want to thank you for watching and make us part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming, including right now, it's the iRacing Indy Next Oval Series currently underway at Richmond. You can find the Indy Next stream on our channel's main page right now, or stand by and be redirected at the end of this stream, and if you have autoplay enabled, and you'll be sent directly to Richmond and Jacob and Sophie. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash SimCams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash SimCams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow them on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links. They're on Linktree as well. You can check those out in the description. So, for Justin Petchauer, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gotzo saying all good night, and thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again next week in Nashville for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split right here on P1, and stand by for Indy Next from Richmond. We'll see ya.